The Uninvited Shadow. Chapter 1. The Silent Guest. I can still remember the day I moved into my new summer abode with a mix of excitement and trepidation, lugging boxes up the creaky stairs as sweat trickled down my face under the scorching sun. The old Victorian house had been vacant for years, its grandeur marred by neglect and time. But it was all I could afford on a college student's budget. As the lock clicked shut behind me, a sense of isolation washed over me like a cold draft. The neighbors whispered about it being haunted. Tales of disembodied whispers in the night and ghostly apparitions flickering at windows never failed to cross my mind as they handed over the keys. I dismissed them as small-town legends. Little did I know, the first few nights passed uneventfully, save for the creaks and groans that came with settling into an old frame. It wasn't until the third night that something stirred in my dreams, a presence so palpable it felt like a living entity watching me from the shadows. My heart raced as I lay awake, straining to make out the silhouette looming over me, if only just beneath the blindfold of sleep. A shadowy form hung at the edge of perception. When morning broke, the house was still and silent once more. Maybe it was exhaustion playing tricks on my mind. That is, until I opened the front door for the first time. On the step lay a gift wrapped in rustling brown paper, tied with a frayed cord. Curiosity piqued. I unknotted it cautiously. Inside, an obsidian figurine adorned with symbols that looked like hieroglyphs from another era stared back, along with a note scrawled in crimson ink. For the one who dwells in darkness, do not ignore. The message chilled me. No one knew where I resided but my roommate and the landlord. My mind spun theories, prankster neighbors, or a twisted welcome gift. Yet beneath the paper, there was another sheet with these words scrawled out. When moonlight peeks through your window tonight, the shadow will find you. I tucked it away, dismissing it as a weird initiation rite. Night fell, and my roommate, Rachel, had long departed for home. As I drifted off, the room grew darker than usual. Outside, night's veil parted to let in a single shaft of moonlight, piercing through stained glass panes. Its beam painted an eerie glow across my floorboards as time seemed to stretch out like rubber. Then it happened, the unmistakable sensation of being watched. I stuck cold breaths brushing my skin. I turned to see nothing but shadows dancing against the wall. My pulse quickened. A silhouette materialized at the window's edge, inky blackness that seemed to thicken and shift as if breathing. A presence loomed over me, unblinking eyes boring into my soul. The shadow detached from the wall, gliding closer, its form blurring until it took on a man-like shape before vanishing into thin air. Morning came, but the unease lingered like yesterday's coffee grounds in the pot. The house was quiet save for the wind and ticking clock. I brushed it off as a hallucination born of exhaustion, yet couldn't shake the feeling we weren't alone anymore. With classes looming, every day seemed to race by in a haze. Nights brought new sounds, creaks, whimpers that might have been sobs, and an unmistakable low whispering on the wind, though never quite decipherable. In the attic, I found a hidden room locked away behind a bookshelf, relics of the past entombed within dusty trunks. A journal belonging to one Amelia Stone recounted her life here a century ago. Her final entry spoke of an inescapable evil that lurked in every corner, hinting at some ancient malevolence. That evening, beneath the moon's gaze, I discovered that same inscription etched into my bedroom wall. I am waiting. The shadow had followed me home, and it was now watching from right outside. I should have left when I still could, but here I stayed, driven by morbid curiosity about this entity's origins. Amelia's tales of a dark spirit were nothing more than folklore. That night, as the moon cast its beam once more, I waited with a flashlight in hand and a pulse pounding in my throat. It materialized, a figure cloaked in tattered robes, face obscured by shadows, skin pale like marble. Our eyes met, though it never looked directly at me, instead drifting to the floor as if acknowledging an old acquaintance. A chill settled over me. It turned, vanishing into the night as suddenly as appearing. I've seen things that defy explanation since. My room is now a battleground between waking life and nightmares. Sleep has been a fleeting friend. I've heard my name called in hollow tones at midnight from nowhere, even glimpsed outlines of robed figures watching me through windows, never staying long enough to be certain. In the attic's hidden space, I found journals penned by Amelia Stone detailing an otherworldly presence, the Devourer. It consumed her family before claiming her life. There are whispers that it hungers still. It hung in the air until now, a palpable force waiting for its moment to claim its next prey. The darkness grows stronger with each day. I've seen it out of the corner of my eye, dark and formless, following me home. Chapter 2. Whispers in the Walls. Each night has taken on a rhythm of its own. Sleep is now measured in fits and starts, plagued by visions of burning photographs. In them, I see faces, Amelia Stone's family. Tormented, I seek answers within these walls, hoping to understand before becoming their fate. Rachel thinks it's the stress of finals. Even she believes the stories. The attic room holds secrets. Dusty trunks have given way to ancient artifacts and texts bound in what resembles human skin. Amelia's journals speak of a cult that dwelled here, performing dark rites. The Devourer birthed from their twisted desires. They summoned it, hoping for immortality. It came at a price. I yearn for answers as the shadow grows bolder with each moonlight hour. It haunts me in dreams now, standing sentinel by my bed while whispering cryptic messages etched into walls. You should not be here, I am coming. One night, I heard scratching behind my door. An icy dread seeped into my bones as the tapping intensified. No matter how hard I strained, it never ceased, a cadence and persistence that said something was trying to break through. My fingers trembled as I opened it. A note on the floor. The time of reckoning draws near. It was there when I awoke, no larger than my palm, but bearing an eerie glow. In the attic's darkness, I uncovered hidden passages, cryptic texts and ritual artifacts that spoke of a summoning gone wrong. The cult attempted to bind it. Amelia escaped the flames, sealing herself within these walls as it emerged through the attic door. I found her remains in a dusty trunk, bones charred beyond recognition. In the night, I hear whispers echoing up from below. Get out while you still can. Echoes of long, dead voices seeped through my floorboards. Calls for help that cut off abruptly as if silenced by an unseen hand. Chapter 3. The Uninvited Guest. It's been 3 weeks since Amelia Stone vanished. No, I'm not alone anymore. The shadow now lingers at the foot of my bed, watching with a hunger in its gaze, beckoning me to leave the confines of this house or face damnation. My time is up. In the night, it took Rachel as well. Pulled through the door, she dared to enter. Now, I'm hunted. A ritual lies before me. Ancient texts claim the Devourer hungers for release. It will consume all if I fail to restore balance. The cult sought power but lost control. With trembling hands, I deciphered their dark pact and gathered needed relics. Candles, herbs, an abomination of a book. The night is the worst it has ever been. Wind through the trees howls Amelia's name as an unseen force draws near. As moonlight paints my bedroom with silver light, it arrives, its form less translucent than before. I've read too much to flee now. In this forsaken place, where secrets are laid bare and the damned roam, a choice is made. Honor the pact of the cult or set things right. A final entry in Amelia's journal tells me the only way. Bind it again with blood. Banish it into the abyss it came from before I succumb. This night, a rite of passage ends with my blood and possibly sanity. Here's to hoping there is more than just oblivion waiting for me now.